The universal dragon, humanity's oldest conspiracy. In a cave in China, archaeologists discovered something that shouldn't exist. A 6,000-year-old mosaic of clamshells arranged to form a serpentine creature with legs. In medieval Europe, dragon slayers were celebrated as heroes. In ancient Mesopotamia, Tiamat, the chaos dragon, gave birth to the gods themselves. And in the Americas, separated by vast oceans and millennia, the Aztecs worshipped Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent who created humanity. Here's the unsettling question. How did every major civilization on Earth with no contact between them independently dream up the same monster? The fossil theory. Did ancient humans discover dinosaurs? Picture this. A Bronze Age shepherd in Greece stumbles upon massive bones protruding from a hillside. The skull alone is longer than a man is tall, with teeth like daggers and eye sockets large enough to fit a human head. He has no concept of extinction, no framework for paleontology. What does his mind create to explain this horror? A dragon. This isn't speculation. The ancient historian Adrian Mayer has documented numerous cases where Greek and Roman dragon legends align perfectly with known fossil sites. The griffin, that dragon-adjacent creature with an eagle's head and lion's body, bears an uncanny resemblance to Protoceratops fossils found in the gold-rich mountains of Scythia, exactly where ancient Greeks said griffins guarded treasure. In China, dragon bones have been ground into traditional medicine for thousands of years. We now know these were dinosaur fossils. The Chinese long dragon, with its serpentine body and peculiar mix of features, camel's head, deer's antlers, fish scales, reads like an ancient attempt to reconstruct something from incomplete fossil evidence. They were literally piecing together dragons from real bones, just bones separated by 65 million years from the creatures they imagined. But here's where it gets stranger. Not all dragons lived in the distant past. The living dragon, when mythology meets reality. In 1910, Lieutenant Van Stein van Hensbroek heard local stories about the land crocodile of Komodo Island. The natives spoke of a monstrous reptile that could swallow a man whole, whose bite was deadly poison, whose tongue flickered like fire. Dragon tales, obviously. Except they were real. The Komodo dragon, weighing up to 200 pounds and stretching 10 feet long, was unknown to Western science but had been living in Indonesian mythology for centuries. Its saliva actually does contain deadly bacteria that cause fatal infections. The flickering fire was its forked tongue. The mythology was just observation filtered through fear. Now consider, if a 10-foot lizard inspired such terror and legend, what about the 20-foot saltwater crocodiles that have terrorized riverbanks for millions of years? Or the massive pythons of Southeast Asia? Or the extinct megalania, a 25-foot monitor lizard that lived in Australia until humans arrived? We didn't have to find fossils to meet dragons. We lived alongside them. And they ate us. The serpent in the garden. Why dragons guard everything. Here's a pattern that should make your skin crawl. In almost every dragon myth, the creature is guarding something precious. The Greek dragon Ladon protected the golden apples. The Norse dragon Fafnir hoarded cursed gold. Chinese dragons controlled water sources. The Mesopotamian Tiamat embodied the primordial salt sea. Even in Christianity, Satan takes the form of a serpent guarding, or rather, controlling access to, forbidden knowledge. Why are dragons always gatekeepers? Evolutionary psychologist Lynn Isbell has a fascinating answer. For 100 million years, primates have been prey to snakes. Before we feared lions or tigers, before we even descended from the trees, we feared serpents. This terror is so ancient, so fundamental, that it's literally hardwired into our visual cortex. Humans can spot snakes faster than any other animal, even in peripheral vision, even before conscious thought. Dragons are the ultimate snake, enhanced with legs, wings, size, and often venom or fire. They represent the apex predator that haunted our ancestors' nightmares. And what do predators do? They control territory. They guard resources, waterholes, caves, nesting grounds. Our ancestors couldn't access these vital resources without confronting the serpent. The dragon, then, is the guardian of survival itself, the monster standing between humanity and what we need to live. Every dragon-slaying myth is the same story. Civilization conquering the wild, humanity claiming resources from nature's guardians. The fire within. Why dragons breathe flames? But why fire? Why did cultures from England to Japan decide independently that these reptilian monsters should breathe flame? One theory is depressingly simple: petroleum seeps. In ancient Mesopotamia and throughout the Mediterranean, natural gas and oil would occasionally bubble to the surface. These deposits sometimes ignited spontaneously, creating pillars of flame that seemed to emerge from the earth itself, from underground, where dragons supposedly lived. Mix this phenomenon with volcanic activity, and you have proof that the earth contains fire-breathing creatures. But there's a deeper psychological answer. Fire and serpents are opposites in human consciousness. Fire represents civilization, cooking, light, and safety. Serpents represent wilderness, poison, darkness, and danger. A fire-breathing dragon is a walking paradox, nature wielding humanity's most powerful tool against us. It's our own weapon turned into our worst nightmare. The dragon's fire breath might also echo a distant genetic memory. During the era of saber-toothed cats and short-faced bears, our ancestors survived by controlling fire. It was the only thing that kept mega-predators at bay. A predator that could counter fire? That would be the ultimate monster. The connection: we created dragons, but dragons created us. Here's the profound truth buried in dragon mythology. These stories aren't really about monsters. They're about us. Every dragon-slaying myth marks a turning point in human development. Marduk slaying Tiamat represents Babylonian civilization imposing order on chaos. St. George killing the dragon symbolizes Christianity conquering pagan beliefs. Beowulf dying while defeating his dragon shows the cost of protecting community. Quetzalcoatl's serpent form represents the merger of earth, serpent, and sky, feathers, the transcendence of human limitation. Dragons appear in every culture because they represent the universal human experience, the struggle against hostile nature, against chaos, against the limits of our own mortality. They are megafauna fossils given flesh, living predators amplified by fear, and the personification of every obstacle humanity has overcome. We are connected to dragons because we created ourselves in opposition to them. We learned to use tools because of leopards and snakes. We learned cooperation to defend against predators. We developed consciousness itself, some argue, to model predator behavior and avoid being eaten. The dragon is not mythology's greatest monster. It's humanity's greatest mirror, reflecting both what we feared in the darkness and what we became by conquering that fear. And perhaps that's why we've never truly let dragons die. We still write about them, film them, dream about them. Because somewhere in our evolved primate brains we remember, there was a time when dragons were real and humanity was prey. Every story we tell is a celebration that we survived. The question isn't why every civilization has dragon myths. The question is, how could we not?